Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Expert, where we discuss the latest cryptocurrency news and introduce you to the founders and pioneers of the Web3 space. Today, we are very kindly joined by the CEO of Orange, the project which has taken the Bitcoin world by storm. Damon, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
No worries. And Damon, I'm super excited to get into this today. Being a holder of Orange myself, watching the journey from before launch, going through launch now. But before we discuss Orange and Bitcoin, I'd like to ask you a few more questions about yourself. Delve into your history, your background. We spoke previously, and you've had extensive experience at Microsoft for 17 years. Can you let our audience know what working for Microsoft entailed? Unfortunately, Damon, I think we're having issues with the signal again. Guys, apologies for the signal issues. Hopefully Damon can rejoin and then we can get going from there. But guys, let me walk you through the platform, the website at the moment. So guys, if you haven't checked out Orange Crypto, it's orangecrypto.com. There you can check out what they've got on offer, but hopefully Damon can rejoin and we can go back through some of these today as well. So we've got the Orange Wallet here. The Orange Wallet is a browser extension that is always on, easily manage your Bitcoin and all other protocols. Brilliant. We've got Damon back now. Damon, thanks for joining again. Hopefully the signal holds out. Apologies there.
Yeah, no, my apologies here as well. I'm actually working from a hotel room today, so apologize for that. But yeah, as I was mentioning, so again, worked at Microsoft 17 years, various business management roles, started Microsoft following college and started off as a technical account manager, eventually grew through the ranks. And in my last role, I was a program director for our entire partner program for all of North America. And so during that time, obviously meant an extensive network of people, including a good friend of mine that was more technical. We ended up leaving Microsoft in 2017, and we've been founders in this space since. And so started a company in which we were deploying our own projects as well as even consulting for others. We mainly focused on infrastructure, wallet technology, exchange technology. We even consulted and produce technology for companies such as Republic in New York, as well as even Binance. So we have experience in creating some really cool tech for them as well. And so over the past year and a half or so, we've been really focused on the narrative of building on Bitcoin. And so it's kind of interesting because a few summers ago, as you're fully aware, you remember DeFi summer on Ethereum. And then, yeah, exactly. Everything started getting deployed out on these alt chains. And then we have an ecosystem of different type of decentralized finance solutions, such as lending, farming, yielding, and all that, that enable people to really do some very interesting financial use cases, right? And so when we saw that as kind of a test net and opportunity for those solutions to all eventually become brought to Bitcoin. And we knew at some point the technology for Bitcoin would mature. We would see more layer 2 solutions. And so everything that's been produced to date, which was created to intentionally solve some of the performance issues on Bitcoin, in our position, we thought would eventually come to Bitcoin. And we're starting to see a lot of that energy and excitement now. And so, we created a company called Orange, and we started engineering our own infrastructure products. And we currently have a wallet that has just been audited by Hacken, and we're going to be releasing here this upcoming month. And then on top of that, we have some other interesting tooling that we've created in order to just help people within their journey within the Bitcoin ecosystem. So you can look forward to a DEX. Today, we're actually announcing Orange Market Cap, which is our data aggregator. So we're dropping that today. And then also, our Explorer next week. So we have a full, robust pipeline of just tools and utilities that we want to be able to enable users just to be more successful in their journey in Bitcoin.
Amazing. And when did Bitcoin initially capture your attention? Where you mentioned there 2017, you made the move over from Microsoft to Web3. When did Bitcoin first come onto your radar?
So Bitcoin actually came onto my radar about 2013. So
wow.
Started, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a whale or anything. I was just kind of dabbling around because of mining, right? A lot of people's first journey into Bitcoin itself tends to be around things like that. So started exploring that and had just been following blockchain for a few years. And then 2017 came around, and we thought that the industry was going to transform the way that we look at traditional finance. And so we decided to go all in into it. But at the time, the hottest narratives and what was getting the most traction was obviously around Ethereum ecosystem.
Yeah.
So that's where we really focused a lot of our attention. Ironically, the gold standard and the asset that people normally get when they first jump into blockchain and crypto is Bitcoin.
Of course.
We've seen that kind of ironically on the back burner, right? And so a lot of attention has been on separate L2s and side chains that are here to be able to solve some of the performance issues that Bitcoin has. But now it's interesting because Bitcoin is starting to come out from the darkness and into the limelight, right? So we're getting tons of institutional adoption. We're starting to see much more consumer adoption as well. We're starting to see user experiences improve, the technology maturing. Stacks has done a great job with their L2 in being able to provide an alternate solution directly on the Bitcoin chain. And we know of a lot of other companies that are really building in this space and, bringing to light some new L2s that should be popping up this year as well. So for us at Orange, we want to be a huge player at the infrastructure layer of that, to be able to support all these founders and builders that are doing some amazing and interesting or building interesting solutions in order to really support a lot of use cases.
Brilliant. And the concept of BRC20 and DeFi on Bitcoin is, a significant advancement in cryptocurrency technology. What led you to want to, be a part of that and build on top of that and really forge Orange?
Yeah, I think for us, it's the same thesis that this industry carries, right? So I truly believe one of the reasons why a lot of people love crypto is because of its degeneracy. There's tons of experimentation. There's a lot of risk being taken. But meanwhile, the reward is huge. And we've already seen a lot of traction within the industry itself, obviously alongside Bitcoin, but all of these other founders and builders that are doing a lot of really cool things in this space to be able to replace how we traditionally transfer value. I think that's attracted a lot of people into crypto. And for us, it's one of the reasons why we love and support the industry as well. So when we took a look at like emerging trends, and we took a look at where we thought the industry was going a couple of years ago, when we started seeing more institutional adoption.
Damon, the signal's gone slightly again. Oh, it's back. Should be okay now.
Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and then we started seeing applications for the ETFs, right? That was a strong signal for us. And this was happening during the bear market. So that was a strong signal for us that at some point, Bitcoin is going to have its day again. And we're starting to see that now, right? So a lot of the energy, the excitement, and everything that's happening around now, and the experimentation, the building, we thought we'd eventually hit, and it's just happening alongside a bull run right now. So So things should be pretty interesting over the next couple of years.
No, it's awesome, and I'd like to touch upon what you just mentioned there with the Bitcoin dominance. It seems like Bitcoin dominance has been so strong for the last few months and is continuing to go on as well. Do you see the Bitcoin dominance, carrying on post halving, and do you think that will, directly benefit BRC20 as a whole, rather than perhaps Ethereum and other EVM chains?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'll give you my thoughts, but this is my personal opinion, right? So obviously not financial advice, and then take it with a grain of salt for anyone that's listening. But if we look historically, a lot of the solutions and L2s and side chains and alt chains that have been created over the past 5 years, a lot of them were created in order to address the performance issues that Bitcoin has. All right, whether it was speed, it was cost, it was scalability, interoperability, those type of things. Now, the technology is getting much more mature and much better, to the extent to where what happens if Bitcoin, who was the gold standard that everyone was trying to improve, can actually do what everyone else is able to do now. In my personal opinion, it puts us in a very interesting scenario, because I think it makes other chains become extinct, right? When you look at the average consumer, if they're going to join crypto, first asset highly likely would be either Bitcoin or Ethereum, but more times than not, it's going to be Bitcoin. And if they want to start playing around in the sandbox of DeFi, you no longer will have to go to, let's say, Polygon or Matic, or Avalanche. And the average consumer is not sophisticated enough to even play within those realms, right? So, yeah, in my personal opinion, Bitcoin dominance will slowly continue to rise up, especially as we see institutional adoption continue to increase. And then, I see cases where a lot of these current L2s and other side chains and whatnot will eventually kind of go to a slow death.
No, brilliant insight there, and I for sure, follow your opinion on a lot of what you touched upon there. I think we will see Bitcoin dominance continue post halving, and projects like yourselves in the BRC20 in the ordinal space will benefit from this as well. But let's head over back to Orange. You mentioned some of the available features at the moment, but Orange's new staking portal is generating quite a buzz right now. Could you delve deeper into its unique attributes and elaborate on how it distinguishes itself from other staking programs in the market?
Yeah, thanks for highlighting that. That's actually one of our announcements that we're going to be making today as well. So it's our loyalty program, which just happens in the crypto world. Everyone tends to refer to it as staking. But one of the reasons why we're so excited about this particular program is because, unlike traditional staking programs where you have to send your assets to a smart contract, or maybe it's in someone else's their custody, we've been able to deploy a solution where we actually allow you to retain custody, and you earn points just passively without having to do anything. So all you have to do is just hold Orange tokens in your wallet. And
Wow.
as long as they do not move, you accrue points automatically. And the way that we want to make this program is very user friendly, to the extent to where it's almost an e-commerce shopping experience. And so, similar to accruing miles on any type of airline loyalty program, you accrue points with Orange. And with Orange, then you hit our Orange store, and then you have options in which you can actually spend those points. Those points could be attributed to maybe a new ordinals collection. We have 2 exciting projects that we're going to be launching that have tokens involved. You can actually purchase those tokens with your points. And so it just gives the user a lot of flexibility in how they manage, their rewards. 2, and the most important aspect of it, is you always retain custody, and you actually don't have to work or anything, right? And this is how, in our opinion, similar to how point systems work in the non-crypto world work. We wanted to kind of replicate that. So we do that kind of intuitively, using some technology where we do a lot of indexing. We know when the tokens hit your wallet, when they leave, and then we have an algorithm that accrues the points for you.
Amazing. I look forward to seeing it come out today, and also utilizing it myself as well. Super interesting there. I'd also like to touch upon the introduction of Orange Market Cap. It marked an exciting expansion of Orange's offerings. And what was the motivation behind the creation of this? And what are your aspirations for its impact?
Yeah, so a lot of people they haven't even heard of Orange Market Cap, but what we wanted to do as part of our strategy, we're very data driven. In fact, as our COO, he's actually a data scientist, has a master's degree from Carnegie Mellon in data science, et cetera. So we're really big on data, and we're data junkies over here. But this was part of our strategy because it's twofold. One, we want to be able to help users and consumers gather any data specifically around Bitcoin and all the associated protocols. So one of the problems that we face in the industry today is, coin market cap is great, but a lot of that information is tailored towards the non-Bitcoin protocols. If you were to look for a place where you can find information about one of the latest BRC20s, it's not easy to obtain, right? And if you're not technical enough, you're going to have to spend quite a bit of time to try to find that information. So we wanted to take that as an opportunity to be a market leader, to provide that information to consumers. But then on top of that, we actually leverage that data inside of all of our dApps and our technology itself. So it's also self-serving. Our wallet right now, we pull data from a combination of sources, including our own CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, et cetera. But eventually, we want to have all of that data ourselves, house it. And then lastly, we want to have a B2B business model where we can actually sell this data to corporations or institutions that need it as well. So Orange Market Cap is kind of a three-pronged strategy for us, where we help the consumer, we can help businesses, and we help ourselves in terms of being able to leverage that data for our own internal purposes.
Amazing. Great to hear. We do have a question from Anonymous regarding how is Orange Team connected to the Alex Lab?
Yeah, Alex is great. So they've been a great partner for us. We did an offering with them about a month ago, in which they helped us facilitate through their community a token offering, and we were able to sell out very, very quickly. We also are partners with them to the extent where we leverage some of their technology to be able to help us execute certain functions within our wallet and some of our other dApps. So they have some great SDKs, and they really have a strong concentration in terms of user services on the Stacks blockchain. So in order to help facilitate Stacks transactions for us, we leverage some of their SDKs to help make that happen. And then vice versa, right? We help. There's a liquidity pool for Orange within their swap. They also integrate they're going to be integrating our wallet into their dApps as well. So it's just a cross collaboration between both companies.
Oh, brilliant. Great to hear. And thanks for the question there, Anonymous. We have another one from Kaya here, which is regarding, is Orange being audited? And if so, by who?
Yeah, so security in the safety of our users is extremely important. So even though our wallet is non-custodial and is completely decentralized, we still think it's important to be able to ensure that we've done our due diligence to make sure that our users are always safe. And so we've engaged Hacken, which is one of the industry leaders when it comes to security. We've engaged them for an audit as well as a security penetration test. And wow, as I mentioned earlier, yeah, they just concluded, they gave us the report this past Monday. Our team has been going through the issues to be able to resolve any of the concerns that they had. They had some great suggestions as well. Coming out of that audit, I'm proud to report we had 0 critical issues, which is a great positive sign. But what we want to do is we want to mitigate all of the concerns that they raised. We'll have a final audit report from them based upon the resolution of those issues. And then from there, we're looking to release our wallet this month.
Amazing. Great stuff to hear. We have another question regarding the DEX. Will it be integrated into the Orange wallet?
Yeah, great question. Simple answer, yes. So it'll just be another button within each of the cards for every token that we support. Just an extra swap button, and then you can exchange assets, simply between any of the protocols. The other thing I should mention about the wallet as well is, it's not just a wallet itself. So yeah, we will integrate our DEX. We have a bridge that's coming out this month. We're going to integrate that into the wallet as well. And so the way that we should envision Orange Wallet effectively is that it's a portal for anyone to be able to manage any of their Bitcoin assets, right? So whether you want to send, receive, store, swap, bridge, we're integrating another provider to offer loans, things like that. Anything you want to do to manage your assets, we want to be the go-to place to make it happen.
That's it. I've got to compliment Orange. Before, especially 6 months ago, I was introduced to BRC20 and DeFi on Bitcoin, and the barrier to entry was complicated, even for Web3 natives like myself. It was complicated to get started and difficult. And what I like from Orange is you are trying to be that all-in-one platform with great UX and still maintaining that decentralization. So I've been super excited for the project since the beginning, but I'm glad that it is coming to to the Bitcoin world now. A project like yourselves, which is making it easy to be an all-encompassing platform. But let's head over to the price of Orange right now and kind of show. Here we go. So we had a super successful launch. How was the launch for you guys?
It the way that we approached our launch was we wanted to provide as much liquidity and availability for our token so that it was accessible to anyone that wanted to be able to have access to it. So if you look at traditional, let's say ERC20 tokens, the standard is you list on Uniswap, and then from there you kind of move on to centralized exchanges at some point, right?
Yeah.
BRC20s, it gets a bit complicated because in order to send transactions, you have to inscribe it first, and then you can send the transaction. The user experience on a lot of the wallets and tools today are pretty bad. And so when we looked at this, our strategy was, okay, let's offer and have the availability of Orange on centralized exchanges as soon as we launch.
Yes.
And following that strategy, we were able to get on 4 centralized exchanges, 2 decentralized marketplaces, and 1 DEX on the day of launch. So it's something that we're very, very proud of. And a lot of that was just through a lot of work, hard work through our network, as well as our VC network, other folks introducing us to partners and folks that would work with us. So it was a culmination of a lot of hard work of many months to be able to make that happen. But we thought it was super important to be able to provide that type of liquidity, which also provides exposure, right? Because each one of these centralized exchanges, they have their own communities and audiences as well. So when we looked at this, we thought that it was essential for our strategy in order to be successful. And I think that's one of the reasons why our performance has been so good. The other thing I'll mention as well, which I think attributes to our performance, is, when you look at traditional tokens, there's a very messy tokenomics and cap table, right? You have multiple rounds, you have a lot of folks involved, you have advisor allocations, etc. At Orange, we have 0 advisors. All right, we lean on our network as well as our VCs to help us in the areas of advisory. We have KOLs involved, but they're all organic. We have not paid 1 KOL, and no one has any free allocations, including advisors, KOLs, exchanges. A lot of people don't know this. When you list on exchanges, they require you.
Oh, sorry, Damon. We've just gone out of sync again. It's just frozen slightly. Perhaps if you can exit and rejoin. Let me 2 seconds here, guys. Apologies for the signal. We will just try that again. Damon, if you could perhaps reload quickly, that would hopefully sort it out. Let me know, guys, though, if you do hold orange, let me know in the chat. If you have any further questions for Damon when he comes back, please post them in the chat and we'll go through those again as well. Thanks, guys. We're just, hopefully, Damon will reload and it should come back now. Bear with us, guys. Brilliant. Just adding to the stage. Awesome. We're back.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries.
Hotel Wi-Fi. You got to love it.
I feel you.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, so a lot of people don't know this, but centralized exchanges, they require you to have a marketing budget, and you usually have to give them your tokens, right? And for us, every centralized exchange we listed on, we paid them in USDT, including the marketing budget, so that any type of marketing or campaigns that they would do, the reward would actually be in USDT versus our token. And so I think it's the little details like that that have really attributed to the success of the performance. The other thing I would say too is we're the only BRC20 token that has had VC backing products, as well as multiple centralized exchange listings upon launch. So yeah, it's something that we're very, very proud of. And it doesn't stop here, right? We just got listed by 3 more yesterday. We're talking to a few tier ones now, including Bybit, OKX, KuCoin, and even Binance. And so, those are milestones that we're looking forward to in the future at some point. But yeah, the journey just continues, right? So multiple product releases, more liquidity, obviously more marketing. And over time, our goal is to be able to have strong user acquisition on all of our products, high TVL on our decks, and those type of KPIs, which we think are important for a company to succeed.
That's amazing, Damon. You've actually answered the question before it was even asked. So Christian did ask, what will Orange look like in a year or 2 years from now in an ideal world?
Yeah, I think we just highlighted on that. Ultimately, though, I will say our goal and ambition is to even make the experience of crypto even easier than what it is now. So, I'm fairly technical, even though I've been on the business side of the house. Obviously, been a huge crypto enthusiast, and solutions now, and I'll even say ours, they can still be simplified, right? There's a lot of opportunity for us to make things much easier for the average consumer. So a couple of years from now, I'd love to look back and say, okay, not only do we have strong adoption, but we've been able to create very seamless processes and experiences that just make it easy for people to transfer value without even knowing that they're working with crypto. So we have some interesting things that we haven't announced yet that we think are going to really help us address that challenge. But yeah, 2 years from now, if we can look back and say that, then I would say that we've achieved quite a bit of success.
That's amazing. It's I can definitely see the progress. It's a long-term vision, isn't it? It's like you say, you've come here to take the BRC20 world by storm, provide a good platform which entices retail and users alike to join the Bitcoin DeFi world. We have a few more questions going from the group. Let me pick a few up and then we will wrap it up for today. Let's have a question from Anonymous again. I have trouble valuing a wallet DeFi project. I know layer 1s and layer 2s. Where lies the value in the type of the token? How does it create value, and why would the market cap go up? What's the dream for Orange?
So let's talk about it less from a speculative perspective and more from a kind of a builder's perspective. So for us, again, we're focused on creating a DeFi ecosystem of products and services that really help anyone manage their Bitcoin and associated Bitcoin protocols. So at the end of the day, for us, because we are a business, because we do have a revenue model, our focus is to acquire as many users onto our product so that we can generate as much revenue as possible as well, right? So our first and foremost goal is to be a business, a legitimate business that generates revenue. And then with that revenue, that allows us to do creative things, right? Whether it's R&D, reinvest into the business, or even reward our token holders with revenue, right? Uniswap actually announced that recently as well with their token. It's no longer just a governance token. So for us, we're focused on building first, making this a sustainable business that's going to be here for the long term. And then from there, obviously a huge priority for us is creating value for our token holders. And that feeds into what I was mentioning earlier, where business revenue really helps transform that, adds value. We also, because we want to make sure that there's utility with the token, you will have governance rights. You will have fee discounts on all of our products. We will announce in the future a reward program associated with revenue. And then on top of that, we're making some announcements today where some of the rewards will be related to tokens of some future products that will be released by
Amazing.
Orange and our partners as well. So we think that type of value is what we can bring to the table to really help increase our market cap.
Amazing. I look forward to watching it and being a part of the the Orange ecosystem using the platform. My interest with BRC20s has certainly picked up recently, and I think across the market as well, people are really waking up to the potentials of DeFi on Bitcoin as well. So let's finish up for today. It's been amazing hearing your insight, having some more information on Orange. But where is the best place for people to do further research on Orange? Perhaps even reach out, join your community. Where do you recommend they look first?
Yeah, so quite simply, our website is the best resource, orangecrypto.com. From there, all of our social channels such as X, as well as Telegram and Discord. We will also be opening up some token gated channels specifically for our holders as well. We'll share some early access and alpha within those specific channels for our holders. But absolutely, if you want to find out more information about us, orangecrypto.com. We have robust documentation with.
Oh, sorry, Damon, you have just frozen again right at the end, unfortunately. But guys, if you want to find out more on Orange, check it out, orangecrypto.com. I've just posted the link in the comments there, guys. Also, we do have an article on Crypto Saving Expert, which is revolutionizing Bitcoin. What is Orange? This article goes through a few of the things that Damon mentioned earlier in the call, but make sure to go check that out, guys. Hopefully, we will have Orange on back in the future as well. Looking forward to the developments here and keeping an eye on the BRC20 ecosystem. So guys, thank you so much for joining today. Thanks, Damon, as well. Sorry about the issues, but hopefully we can run this back again. Thanks for joining, guys. Have an amazing night. Let's go.